Hi guys, the new Premier League season is almost upon us and Ask Ornstein is back too. Thanks very much to those of you who sent questions for this week, and if you want yours answered in the future, make sure you've subscribed to The Athletic. We'll give you a page to post them in and I'll pick a selection. On the agenda this week, Aston Villa's striker search, a Spain defender in demand, and a few quickfire questions on Ndombele, Man United's centre-back options and Arsenal departures. Right, let's kick it off with Job, who asks, after missing out on Callum Wilson, do you know anything about where Aston Villa will move their striker chase to and whether a deal for Ollie Watkins is any closer? Job, there will have been disappointment at Villa to see Wilson head to Newcastle. They were firmly in the frame, he's a local boy, and I think just a few days previously they were under the impression that Wilson had decided to join Villa. But these things happen, it's football, you move on. And Villa will be now focusing their attentions on, indeed, Ollie Watkins, but they won't want history to repeat itself. And so I think you could see this deal move pretty quickly. They may even offer a bit more money to make sure they get the deal done. Dean Smith knows him very well, of course, because he managed him at Brentford, and Dean Smith has a good relationship with Brentford. So if Villa are quick and they offer the right money, Watkins will happily go there, then they can get that deal done. And Villa are actually looking at bringing in more than one forward during this transfer window. They want to bring in one ahead of the start of the season, and that's why you could see Watkins develop very quickly. But another could well follow, and we've seen reports linking them with Joshua King from Bournemouth. They are indeed interested in Joshua King. His value is around 15 to 20 million pounds. He has quite a few suitors, but I don't know how high up he is on all of their lists. Tottenham, for instance, have him on a list, but I don't think he's a priority at this point in time. Complicating things are that Josh King wants to go to Manchester United. That's his dream. The club that he joined when he came over from Norway when he was younger. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would like to sign him. He tried in January, but ended up getting Odion Ighalo because I think Manchester United wanted a loan with an option to buy and Bournemouth only wanted to sell him permanently. But if Manchester United don't step forward, then I think Villa would be at the forefront of the queue to bring in more than one striker. But as I said, their priority is Ollie Watkins, and I think things for Villa are moving in the right direction. Next up, it's Tom. What's the situation with Sergio Reguilón? He's been linked heavily with Man United, but also Spurs and a return to Sevilla. He's clearly not wanted at Real Madrid, so who is the favourite to get him? Another player, Tom, who's been talked about so much in recent days, weeks and months, linked with so many clubs, and you suspect that will only continue until his future is settled. It's testament to the quality he showed on loan at Sevilla last season, culminating in European silverware. He's also made a fine impression for Spain. Many in the game I speak to feel that he's one of the leading fullbacks, certainly at left back at this moment in time. So it's no surprise that he's got plenty of suitors. He's 23 years old, under contract at Real Madrid until 2023, and a product of their academy. So it is a big decision for them. Do they sell him? Do they loan him again? Or do they keep him? My gut says that in the current climate, the need for finance and squad space at the Bernabeu, that they'll probably sell him. It's said that the fee is in the region of 35 million euros, but this decision that needs to be made has not been made yet by Real Madrid. They need to make their mind up, and as far as I know, that's what's holding up the process. You mentioned Sevilla, they would like him again, but that would only be on a loan basis. You mentioned Tottenham. I'm not sure about that. I don't have any solid information. I did hear that Leicester City had inquired about him after Ben Chilwell left for Chelsea, but I don't know if that went any further. And then comes Manchester United. We've seen all the reports. I've been told by some contacts there is an offer, but Old Trafford sources deny this and think they're being used to draw a bid from Tottenham. Now, this is a situation that seems to be changing by the day, and I am informed that a final decision will be made in the coming days. But we've seen in football so many times that nothing is guaranteed, things can change. Right, let's get stuck into some quickfire questions, and the first comes from Minsiok. Apologies if I've not pronounced that correctly. How is the relationship between Mourinho and Ndombele at Spurs? Well, I don't know how the personal relationship is between the two of them, but what I do know is that Tottenham are committed to keeping Tanguy Ndombele. They invested heavily in him last summer, and they're not prepared to give up on him after just a year. They have had some interest in him, but they're not interested in selling, and anyway in this climate, You wouldn't get back what you paid for him. They're not going to sell at a loss, and they'll try and get the best out of him. So hopefully for all parties in this situation, Tanguy Ndombele can show the sort of form we saw for Lyon and be a success at Tottenham. Here's one from Andrew. Are Man United still focused on bringing in a centre-back this summer, or is that focus shifting to next year's window? We see Man United linked with centre-halves all the time. I know that they're offered them all the time. They were huge admirers last summer, certainly, of Kalidou Koulibaly. The fee was astronomically high. I think they did make an offer for Skriniar at Inter Milan, but weren't successful. And then this summer, it's been links to Nathan Ake, Koulibaly again, and various others. But they do have a lot of centre-backs, and so as things stand, I don't think they're looking for one. They're struggling to shift Marcus Rojo. We don't know what's happening with Chris Smalling. Phil Jones is out until I think November with an injury. And then you've got Victor Lindelof and Eric Bailly alongside Harry Maguire. So there are options for Manchester United. It's obviously clearly a subject of huge debate whether those centre-halves are good enough. But the latest information I have is that they are not prioritising a centre-back at this moment in time. Finishing up with a couple of Arsenal questions, I'll try and roll them into one. Joe asks, links with the departure for Ainsley Maitland-Niles have cooled recently. Have Arsenal had a change of heart, or is this because of increased interest from PSG for Hector Bellerin? Then Osama says, is there any interest in Kolasinac, Mustafi, Chambers and Elneny from other clubs? So much going on at Arsenal right now. We know that Maitland-Niles was the subject of a £15 million bid from Wolves. That was rejected, and I don't think that situation has moved on or changed. Some have described it to me as being in the balance, 50-50. As for Hector Bellerin, we know of PSG's interest, but it's similar. Will anybody meet the asking price? If a compromise can be reached, it would probably suit all parties. However, I have been told that PSG would prefer to do player swaps, and that wouldn't suit Arsenal because they want cash so that they can go and pursue their priority targets in other positions, such as Thomas Partey. In terms of the other names, there seems to have been plenty of interest in Kolasinac, and I do think he would be open to a move. Mustafi is out injured for a while longer, so I don't think that's one we need to be discussing for this window. Similarly, Callum Chambers is still working his way back to fitness, so I don't know if a move would be sensible at this point in time. Let's see how that develops. Elneny, yeah, that could of course be a transfer, either permanent or loan. Whether any clubs again can meet the asking price Arsenal are putting on him at the moment, I'm just not sure. I think there's interest in him again from Turkey. I don't know if he would want to go there. And we haven't even mentioned Emi Martinez, the goalkeeping situation, Villa having another bid turned down. We still don't know if he's going to be first choice, what's happening with his contract with 2 years to go. And then Rob Holding, he was set to join Newcastle on loan, but Mikel Arteta has wanted to keep him for now. I think Arsenal are delaying a final decision. Maybe he'll have to ask for a move if he wants to go. This is such a fluid market. These squads are in such a state of flux across the Premier League that there is still a lot to play out in the weeks ahead. Hi everybody, thanks for watching. Subscribe to this channel to get the latest from this show, Ask Ornstein, as well as other videos and podcasts from Tifo and The Athletic. Make sure you check out the Ornstein and Chapman podcast too. Free to listen wherever you get your podcasts and ad-free when you subscribe to The Athletic.